Hello, and welcome to I Can't Say It Day 333. Something happened with Day 332. I think the video uploaded to YouTube, but for some reason it got deleted from my camera, so there is no backup. I don't have the actual file. So I don't know if that's actually important or not, but just thought I would comment on that. How do you like the sweatshirt? Very nice, huh? Woo! Only problem is, it smells like it's been in the dresser drawer for quite some time. And you know why? Because it's been in the dresser drawer for quite some time. It's just the way it goes sometimes. It's cold, and in order to help save some money on heat and whatnot, we don't have the heat on too high. So we stay warm by getting ourselves under blankets, which reminds me I have to go empty the laundry. Sorry about the music in the background, but I was lifting a little bit of the weights here and I wanted to have some music going, so I put on some yes music because, you know, when you're pumping the weights, you say yes, yes, yes. And so I put on yes. Anyway, so I am working on cleaning off that table there because I got a bunch of compensation papers here, like this one here. And I thought, you know what, they need to be in some sort of organized fashion. And as I'm going to turn the music down. There you go. I think that was the last song on the CD, so no more yes for us. So it lists here the employee value drivers. In other words, the things that I guess it's an employee gets from the company. And here's the employer value drivers: base pay, performance pay, paid time off, benefits, travel, cultural environment, autonomy, work flexibility, work-life balance, who you work with, meaningful work, challenging work, opportunity to impact, job security, senior leadership, shared purpose and mission, and career advancement opportunities. These are all the things an employer can provide to an employee and what an employee can provide. And so we have the employee value drivers. So when you hire an employee, this is what you get: experience in industry, experience in market vertical. I think they didn't have enough space to actually write out real sentences. Experience in adjacent markets, experience in field of discipline, experience in adjacent disciplines, experience with competitors. That is true, but at the same time, you can also take your skills to a competitor. Product knowledge, competitor knowledge, education. Yep, there's a lot to be said for hiring recent graduates from college because they're, at the front lines of where, education is in terms of research and where things might be going. Time and experience in company, discipline, training, and certification, supply and demand. Funny how the yeah, actually, now that I'm reading it kind of makes sense. And the question is, so the employer value drivers, all these things need to be communicated to employees and emphasized with them. They're like, look at all these great things that you have at our company, and what are we doing to make sure that we communicate that to our employees so that they know that these things, that they all get these things, and there's always a reminder of them. Base pay is pretty straightforward. You get a paycheck. We have the merit increase process. Performance pay, that's a bonus. That's your chance to get more money if the company and you succeed. Paid time off, that's always a nice benefit. Benefits, always good. The lower that you pay for benefits, the more the company pays, but those can always be seen as a nice benefit. Travel, maybe, just depends on the company and where they do their business. Culture and environment, that's a big one. That's okay. The first ones that we all talked about were all money related, tangible things. Those are things that you can put a price on. But now the second you get to travel, okay, there's no money there, but there is the opportunity to go someplace you may not have gone otherwise. For example, I've been to Romania for work, and I've been to China for work at my last company. And if I hadn't, been with that particular company, I would not have traveled to those particular places. Going to Romania, I think, was okay. China, I didn't really succeed. at what I was supposed to be there, but then I had a sinus infection the entire time I was there. All right. Hopefully the video doesn't cut out. I tried moving videos over today. We'll see what happens. But then we get into culture and environment. That is a big one. That's the one that it's the leadership and the top people at the company have the most say in. So the individual contributors can contribute to the culture, you know, but if the top management isn't working on having a good culture, then it doesn't matter. Does not matter. I've worked at companies where culture was emphasized. I've worked at companies where culture tried to be emphasized. I've worked at companies where they had a culture, they were looking for a culture, but they weren't sure what the culture was. I've been at other companies where they think they have a culture, but nobody ever really doesn't buy into it. So that is actually really a tough thing to do. I mean, if you watch the news stories about Google and Facebook, they have a culture there, and it seems to be pretty well defined, and the employees buy into it. So I don't know if it's a bigger company kind of thing, but I know that there are small companies that have a very defined culture. And those that don't, like all the ones that I've been at, tend to be smaller companies where leadership hasn't given the time and put in the effort to have a culture that makes sense. But let's step back for a moment. Let's think about what that means. When I say that they don't have a culture, all companies have a culture, but it may not be the one they want. There's the realistic culture of